Man, for this video, we not about to do no fancy edits, no intro, none of that, man. I've never been so eager to talk about a topic before. We just about to get right into it. I just finished watching this YouTube video titled Confidence is Uncomfortable. I'm gonna link the video and everything so you guys can watch it. I really feel like everybody should watch that video. It's like very well articulate. The creator did an amazing job of getting her point across. Like, that video is just amazing. So go watch that video first and then we'll talk. In the video, she's basically talking about the process of overcoming your insecurities and becoming this higher version of yourself, becoming that version of yourself that you see in your mind and want to manifest physically into the world. And the main thing she's focusing on is one thing that not a lot of people talk about. It's the awareness of how uncomfortable that process is. Like, it really is just the most uncomfortable process. Why? Because you legit have to become somebody else. Like, ever since I've started this channel, I've been experiencing exactly what she's talking about. So let's say you have this reserved and introverted character, right? And then one day this same character comes up with the idea that, I want to be a YouTube vlogger. So now, in order to become this YouTube vlogger, you now have to do stuff that technically is outside of your characteristics. You have to go outside and hold up a camera and record your experiences, what you're doing. And it's like, how are you supposed to do that if you're an introvert? I swear to you, every time I pick up the camera, I feel like an imposter. There's this voice inside my head that's just like, bro, what are you doing right now? Like, that is not who we are. Where are you getting this confidence from? Like, that's not us. Like, what are you doing? But then she said this crazy quote.
But have the vision and be excited about that vision and know that that vision and that version of yourself is you, or else you wouldn't have been able to create it.
And she pretty much communicates something in that clip that I've been trying to communicate across pretty much all of my videos, that if that idea can come to your mind, it's because it really is you. And you just have to figure out whatever path you got to figure out to get to that version of yourself. No matter how crazy it is, just don't dismiss it. And I feel like the only way I can combat feeling like an imposter is by being authentic in my own videos and trying my best to just keep it as real as I can. Because I never thought these videos could be as inspiring to other people as they have been. Like, I have people commenting like, oh, okay, because of you, I want to start my own channel, or because of you, I want to move out the country. In all honesty, I feel this pressure because if your content is responsible for inspiring somebody to take some sort of action, I would hope that my content is also able to equip those same people with the tools needed to be successful, after taking whatever action that they've just taken. The first thing I feel like we should do is define confidence. And if you look in the dictionary, confidence is defined as the feeling or belief that you can rely on someone or something. And I think it's important to start here because there might be this common misconception that we define confident as loud or confident as arrogance. Oftentimes we see the loudest person in the room as the most confident person in the room. But that's not necessarily always true. What confidence really is meant to be is to really exist in your highest self and to be that version of yourself that you're destined to be. So now the first step towards confidence then becomes to gain clarity on exactly who it is you want to be. And in order to really execute this, you have to learn how to think physically. And what I mean by this is you need to get into the practice of journaling or into the practice of creating vision boards, mood boards, dream boards to see exactly what you are thinking. Hopefully that makes sense. I know it does for me. Once you start to build this habit of thinking on paper, what you'll start to see is common themes in everything that you do. You'll be able to see what matters the most. You'll be able to see what your priorities are. You'll be able to see your biggest fears. You'll be able to see your biggest insecurities. You'll be able to see so much. It's almost like a way of taking yourself outside of your body and being able to evaluate yourself. Then you'll be able to collect data, putting all these themes together to help you realize exactly who you are meant to become. Because if we leave these ideas in our mind, it becomes easy to get overwhelmed and to see it as something that's just completely impossible. And I'm not here to tell you to do nothing I don't do myself, man. I fill notebooks, I fill computer paper, I fill Post-it notes, anything, bro. Like, I got colored pencils, markers. I got everything I need to think on paper because, like I said, if I leave it up here, chaos, bro. Chaos. And within this constant, like, I guess you can call it mental vomit, I've been able to learn so much about myself. So now I can sit in front of the camera and say, yo, what's poppin', everybody? It's your boy DBNAIR MBW, aka The Born Outcast, and I'm a performing artist from Spring Valley, New York. When I'm not in the studio crafting vibes or immersed in the moment on stage, I like to spend my time solo traveling. You see, as a neurodivergent creative, I've found that solo traveling is my way of unmasking my true self, and I feel most like myself when documenting my experiences for my fellow outcasts to learn from. So now that you know a little bit more about me, let's get right into it. And what I want everybody to realize is, like, you'll never be able to get to that point unless you're able to gain clarity on who exactly it is you are and who you aren't. Because now, once I gain clarity on who exactly I want to be, now I know what spaces I need to put myself into. Now I know the type of people I need to put myself around. Now I know the way I need to dress. Now I know the type of books I need to read. Now I know the type of influencers to follow to help me get there. Now I'm specific on what it is that I'm doing rather than just taking in everything. You know, one of my favorite quotes, it says, no wind can be favorable to the man who has no destination. Because if you don't know exactly where you're going, you'll never know which doors you have to walk through to get there. And now, you know, for step 2, we kind of get into the hard part where we have to build the habits that are consistent with this avatar that we've created to exemplify for us who it is that we are meant to be. You know, what does the morning routine of this person look like? What does this person do for work? What effect does this person have on other people? How does this person see and talk to themselves? And so now we got to download this data and create a checklist for ourselves. So, okay, I know every morning I wake up, I got to eat this for breakfast to stay consistent with this person that I know I'm meant to be. Okay, every time I go to the gym, I got to do this, this, and this so I can stay consistent with this person that I know I need to be. Okay, I got to go to the studio every week. Okay, I got to shoot a music video every week. Why do I have to do those things? Because it stays consistent with this person. But the problem is, this in-between portion right here is very uncomfortable, because that first day I might not feel like, you know, the rock star, quote unquote, that I gotta feel like in order to shoot this music video. You are going to feel like an imposter. I tell y'all this story real quick. One of the first times I went to the studio, it was me and 2 of my friends. I wasn't feeling like, okay, DBNAIR MBW, aka The Born Outcast. No, it was not like that at all. So much so that when the 3 of us walked into the studio, they thought one of my friends was the artist. They looked at him, they was like, oh, okay, so what are you gonna be working on today? And then my shy self in the back was like, oh no, I'm the one that's here to record. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, it's not gonna be easy. It's gonna feel very uncomfortable, to the point where I was just like, oh yeah, my name is Wendell, but I kind of go by DBNAIR, and there was no, like, confidence wasn't a thing in that moment. But it's something that you just have to keep doing. You just have to keep doing. You keep doing. Now when I walk into the studio, yo, bro, today I'm about to be recording this track for this reason, and you know, I need it to sound like this. And usually how we get there, we do this, and that to it. So let me know if you need this, and that. But you know, I'm in control of the situation. Why? Because I've built that confidence from going over and over and over again. It's not going to be easy in the beginning. And essentially that becomes step 3, because now we know who we are on paper. We know the habits that we have to stay consistent with in order to meet that person that we put on paper. All we need to do is act on the research that we first collected and then downloaded. It's going to sound cliche, but you got to fake it until it feels real. That's what affirmations is all about. That's what manifestation is all about. You have to make it like you already have this stuff. The universe just didn't catch up yet. You got to get to the point where it's almost like, okay, the universe is just late. I'm ready. I'm here. I know what it is. Okay, boom. People are going to feel that energy and they're going to treat you like such. You're going to walk into a room and they're going to be like, oh, I already know he do something creative. Or I already know he's probably like a performing artist or something. Look at the way he walk in the room. Look at the way he's dressed. Look at the way he carries himself. Because you collected and downloaded the information and now you're acting on it, no matter how uncomfortable it's going to feel. Another thing too, sometimes just being aware of the fact that it's going to feel uncomfortable gives you the boost that's needed to allow you to get over that fear and to just do it. Because a lot of times we might get into certain situations and we feel like, you know, kind of fuzzy, and you don't necessarily know why. You can't articulate why you feel weird. But if you're able to be aware of what's going on, then you can have in the back of your head like, okay, I already know it's gonna feel, you know, a little weird. So then you could just go inside and be like, okay, I'm gonna put that aside though. So boom, yo, it's popping. It's your boy DBNAIR MB. Like, that's how it starts. Like, it's gonna feel fake. It's supposed to feel fake because you're gonna be around a lot of people who aren't aware of that avatar that you've already created for yourself. They're just gonna take you for how you present yourself. So if you go to a place where nobody knows you, your first impression of how you act is how they're going to see you. In my case, I was coming from such a low point that I feel like I needed to do something extreme in order to shock myself into following these principles that I'm now giving you. So it's like I'm all the way out here in Vietnam right now, and it's like I'm in a place where nobody knows anything about me. When somebody comes up to you and they say, oh my gosh, hi, how are you? What's your name? Where are you from? What do you do? Now you are on the spotlight to really spit back to this person all the research that you've done and collected and put into action for yourself. So now I really get the chance to say, oh, yo, it's poppin'. It's your boy DBNAIR, MVW, aka the Born Outcast, performing artist from Spring Valley, New York. When I'm not in the studio or when I'm not on stage, I like to, spend my time solo traveling and then pointing out the camera as I'm vlogging, even though it feels unnatural. But then this person is able to be like, oh, okay, and go about their day. And the next person that asks me, I get to rehearse the same skit. Okay, yeah, what's poppin'? It's your boy DBNAIR, MVW. So now when I get back to my friends and family, I'm so used to saying the skit that it just flows. Oh, Wendell, what's up? No, nah, man, that ain't me, yo. It's your boy DBNAIR, MVW, aka the Born Out. It's gonna sound crazy, but now once I have such confidence in how I'm doing it, and I start to have the actions and the stuff that follow it, now they're gonna be like, yo, DBNAIR, what's up? You see what I'm saying? It's a different ball game. So understand, man, it's not going to be easy, but trust me, it's worth it. You just got to do it every single day. And what separates people that are great from average people is the people that are able to do this on repeat every single day, because somebody might able to do it, for the first day, for the second day. How many people are going to be able to do it for weeks on end? How many people are going to be able to do it for 3 months, 6 months, a year, 5 years, 10 years? Those are the people who become great. Those are the people we remember. Those are the legends. Those are the people that history will never be able to erase. Why? Because they did it over and over and over and over again. And the crazy thing is, we don't need to know that they felt like imposters while they was on stage doing it. We don't need to know that, because they showed up like they highest self every single day. Not saying it was easy, but they found a way. And that's what it's all about. I'm going to end the video like this. No two people will ever be able to express something the same exact way. That's kind of what makes us human, this level of variation that we all have. So even if we quote unquote say the same thing, it's still going to be different. And because we all have this difference, it becomes very important for us to be creative and for us to express ourselves, because your specific way of expressing something might be the missing piece that somebody else needs to push them further along their path. They might not resonate with the other 100,000 videos about how to be a confident person. It might take your video to really get to that person, and you'll never know if you never make the video and upload it. So it's like my goal, I really want to help other people find it in themselves to build that confidence to do the things that this world needs them to do. Because once you get over that fear, once you get over that gap, you don't know how many people you could impact. Let's say you only had an impact on one person, and that one person went and had an impact on 1,000. Technically, you're responsible for that 1,000 as well. So it's like, you need to hurry. We need you to hurry up and build up your confidence, so that way you can start the domino effect, man. We need you out here. So it's like, let's do it like this. If this video could get 30 likes, I'm gonna start a podcast, and I'm gonna do more of these, to help everybody along the way. But until then, if anybody that's out there wants like some more specific, some more advice that's catered specifically to them, yo, hit me up. Like, my email in the description. Hit me up. Let's talk. I'll give you my number that way. Let's figure something out. Let's talk. I'm that dedicated to trying to get, more people to the point where they can create a life for themselves that they genuinely want to live, and to take that to other people, and to continue to, motivate and inspire. Like I said in the first video, the greatest human act is to inspire, and that's what I'm all about, man. So like I said, give this video a thumbs up. If you made it all the way to the end, make sure y'all leave a comment. Make sure y'all subscribe. And if y'all want that podcast, man, put it in the description. I'm gonna start a podcast, and we gonna take over the world together, man. This is our journey. I love you guys. Stay tuned.